My name is Royston Lee. I had to make a video about something industrial or informative. I was in the Gnoll Park in Neath one day and thought how beautiful it was. When I came home, I looked up the history of it and was amazed at how much information there was about the history, both industrial and informative. It was all about how the first family moved there in the 1700s. Then in the 1800s, the second family started the industry down in Neath, iron and copper. And so with all the wealth that came in, they started to build a castle and develop the park as you see it today. So this is why I had to make a video about it.
Gnoll Park is diversified with hill, dale, wood and water, and is situated in one of the most picturesque valleys in South Wales. This is the beautiful walkway up through moss woods. One of the many water cascades you will find in the park. This one takes water from the great pond down to the rivers in the valley. The great pond, created in the 1700s to power the rolling mills and coal mines down in the valley. It became the local swimming pool for the people until 1960, when an indoor pool was built in the town. These are some of the wildlife on Fish Pond, the second of the huge ponds you will see in the park. In the distance you see Fish Pond Woods, with yet again some nice walks. This is the oldest tree you will find in the park, probably planted in 1800s. There is not a lot of it left now. It is called the hollow tree. The children like to play on it all the time. They think it's fascinating. Here you see the informal cascades, which were built in 1740, and they flow down through the woods into Fish Pond. This is what happened to the cascades over the years until it was reconstructed in 1980. We are still at Fish Ponds. On the right are the reconstructed cascades. People go fishing in the lower end of the pond, where there are also some very pleasant views. These gardens were laid out in the 1740s by Herbert Mackworth. It was a place of quiet, mystery and interest, where one could wander gently along the many paths and would constantly arrive at places of interest. Now we are back at the top of Fish Ponds. In the distance you can see the information centre and the cafe. This is what the area would have looked like in the 1700s. As you can see, inside the cafe it is very inviting. Electric shock mobility buggies are available on loan at the information desk for the less mobile visitors. Another of the park's residents. Here is another one of the many beautiful woodland walks in the park. As you can see, the car park is close, which is good for disabled people like myself and my wife. Here you see one of the two children's playgrounds with sorts of picnic tables where you can sit and watch your children while they play. Some more inhabitants of the pond where people and children come daily to feed them. One of the many little waterways you will find in the park. This one travels down through a dell. This is a magical place. There are so many paths you don't know which one to take next. You will have to visit to believe it. One Sunday in August every year, the park is given over to the local car enthusiasts who put on a free show for the public with hundreds of vintage and classic cars on display. Any fundraising through raffles etc. are given to local charities.
My first idea was to make a video about the Black Mountain and the natural resources that came from it. I filmed quite a bit of footage about the quarrying industry, but when I went to film about the natural water, I was refused permission to film, so I had to find another subject. As I mentioned in the introduction, the idea came to me when I visited the Gnoll Park one day. It was so beautiful, so much to see and do. You don't know where to start. Loads of walks and plenty of places to sit and ponder for an hour or two. There is so much more history in this video, and I have not had time to mention. My strength in this is that I really enjoy making videos and going out and finding something interesting to film. And then the making of the video, the editing, and trying to make a story out of it. I use Premiere Elements 10 to put this video together and edit it. And it is a newer version of the software that I normally use, which is Elements 4. So it took a while to figure out where all the different tools and functions were. Once I had that sorted, I found it quite easy to use. It is, in my opinion, a very good package and fit for the purpose. I have enjoyed making this video very much, but it has not been plain sailing. The first video that I planned to do, I put a lot of work filming and looking up history of what I thought was a good subject, only for it to fail at the second hurdle.